passion such as beauty calling. Raise expectations to a new attention.
All right. Welcome to the Elife Media Entertainment Series. And I'm Dr. Baruch, and I just want to bring to your attention, we're always looking to bring in new entertainment ideas, concepts, people. And today we've got none other than Brother Tony from WPFW. Brother Tony, how's it going today?
Oh, beautiful.
Great.
Glad to be here.
Listen, for those of us who don't know Brother Tony from PFW, and I know there's more volumes to you than that, tell us about who you are, where you're from. We always like to know we're talking to DC natives. I didn't check first, but tell us who you are, where you're from.
Okay. I am a Washington native.
Whoa, you don't find many of us still here.
That's right. Yeah, I transplanted to Prince George's County.
Okay.
Been here for about 25 years in the county, but I still, go back and forth, have family in Northwest Washington, D.C. Graduate of the D.C. public school systems, D.C. School Without Walls.
Oh, okay.
Former Marine.
Okay.
Veteran. And I retired from the phone company about 5 years ago, and I started volunteering at WPFW Radio. Because I was a DJ for over 20 years, became a board operator and engineer at the station.
That's what's up.
Fit right in that seat. And I've been doing that for the past 5 years, working on public affairs programs, and lately working with a show called The Collectors on Monday nights from 7 to 10 p.m., the host name is Brother R.
Yeah, Brother R. Well, tell us a little bit about WPFW before we jump in, because Brother R is a lot about what we're going to be talking about today. So what's up with WPFW? Who are they?
Okay, WPFW is a public-funded public radio.
Okay.
So as opposed to commercial radio, they play no commercials. They are funded primarily by public support, public donations. That's why there are fund drives several times a year. Receive a few dollars from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, but primarily there are the station on-air fundraisers and the fundraisers that are put on by the local station board and the volunteer staff at the station.
That's what's up. And how long has PFW been in existence, you know?
This is the 39th year.
39 years.
1977. Yeah.
Broadcast and unadulterated by commercial interest radio.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's right. WPFWFM.org if you're on the web, and 89.3 FM if you still listen to radio.
Right. That's what's up. And we got you in the studio today because we're, as WPFW is a publicly funded station, we're looking to always network and connect up with folk who are doing some good things. And you all are doing a fundraiser here at Elife, and we just want to talk about that a little bit. And that's where we bring in our big brother, Brother R. Maybe we should talk about him first and then talk about the event.
Yeah, Brother R. His government name is Robert Northern or Bob Northern. Brother R is, I believe, he is in his maybe pushing 81 years old, but he doesn't look like.
He sure enough doesn't.
Yeah. He's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
You know it.
But Brother R is from the Bronx, New York. He played with musicians. Well, let me back up a little bit. He's classically trained musician.
Okay.
He plays the French horn.
Okay.
Among other things, but that is his primary instrument there, and playing the French horn has allowed him to play with people like Miles Davis. He's played with Thelonious Monk. He's played with Grady Tate. The list is long and wide of the artists that he has played with. He's recorded several albums. He's been all over the world. He's renowned.
Yeah.
So Brother R has been at the station, I don't know exactly how many years, but he's been doing the collectors for many years. It started off with three gentlemen doing that show, and now it's down to just him. But the collectors on his show, he plays primarily straight ahead jazz, which, as opposed to smooth jazz, which is something that a lot of people are into. The straight ahead jazz consists, mostly of trios and quartets and quintets, and that is primarily what he plays. It's a tribute to the artists of back in the day, and also there are still some artists today that play straight ahead jazz.
Yeah. And when I was on the show, I mean, Brother Ah has an encyclopedia in his head of every single artist that you could even think about. You thought you knew, he was going to, oh yeah, I played with him. We were in the basement and we took a ride and got locked up. And then after that,
That's right.
I got beat up a little bit, but we still performed that night and so on and so forth. And it's so amazing. We really gotta, and I'm sure he's already doing it. We gotta, catalog all that great information that Brother I is sharing with us. And, but that's not the only thing that he does there at WPFW. He's also involved in events and activities that support, the continuation of that music, but also the continuation of the engine, the WPFW engine, and that's what you're talking to us about today. There's an event that's taking place, and I'd like for you to share with us some information on that event.
Sure. So, when you were on the show, you had brought up a topic that I had noticed in Prince George's County, and that was the issue that the county is starving.
Yes.
It's starving on two levels. It's starving on good quality, healthy food.
Yes.
And it's also starving on good quality, healthy entertainment.
You got it, brother.
Okay. So, with that said, you and I and Brother R put our heads together. We realized that you have a beautiful space here in the county, Hampton Mall, and you have plenty of parking here. So parking is not an issue as opposed to the city.
Right.
And we thought it would be a good idea to see if we can start something here at Everlasting Life to address that starvation of healthy entertainment. So on July the 2nd, Saturday, July the 2nd, if you aren't doing anything, well, I'm going to back up. What are you doing 4th of July weekend? So July the 2nd, come out to Everlasting Life Cafe, which is located at, Everlasting Life
Restaurant and Lounge.
Restaurant and Lounge. Cafe is just easier to say.
It is.
Restaurant and Lounge, and that's located at 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. It is off the Beltway, exit 15A.
15B.
B. Okay, B is west.
B is inside.
Is right.
A is
B
outside.
is west. A is going east. Right. So
Yeah.
you want to take B.
Yeah.
And come in, and Brother R will be here from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., along with some help from WPFW, some of the volunteers there. And he's going to do a presentation on an artist by the name of Sun Ra.
Whoa.
Sun Ra, for some of you who aren't familiar with him, had an orchestra. Now, that's orchestra, Arkestra, as he spelled it.
There you go.
Sun Ra had a philosophy of his own.
Mm-hmm.
It's so deep. I It's too deep for me to get into, but if you Google him, you will see what I'm talking about. It was his music and his sound, his philosophy. Brother R is going to play a movie that he has on DVD of a rare performance. I believe he said it was in Holland. And he's going to have some discussions. He's going to talk to the audience as well right here at Everlasting Life.
Yes.
And you get all this for basically the price of a movie ticket.
Yes.
$15 per person.
And it perpetuates and it helps to support a publicly funded radio station that is not going to make it without, again, public support. So we encourage all of us in the viewing audience to, do your part, because if we continue to be only, entertained by commercially funded radio, then you're going to find that, the quality and the history and a lot of the things that are really significant in the arts and the music and entertainment industry are going to get lost, and it's so important. And Brother I is such a great and an institution in the DC metropolitan area and the world even, in that, he's keeping this music and energy alive, and WPFW is keeping, shows and programming like this alive. So we want to make sure that we show and give our support and come on out. Again, the event, tell us about the event, the location, and what's going on that day.
Okay, the event happens Saturday, July the 2nd from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We may be able to stretch it a little longer.
Sure.
Maybe. Okay, if the crowd allows. And
I'll talk to the owner. I'll see what he says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's at 9185 Central Avenue, Capitol Heights, Maryland. The zip is 20743, so you can put it in your MapQuest. And it's Beltway exit 15 off of the Beltway. Saturday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come on out, support WPFW Radio. This is a fundraiser, again, for the radio station. And, another thing about WPFW Radio is that it is an educational radio. It's considered educational media, okay, as opposed to the commercial radio, whose purpose is to play mostly commercials,
yes,
and to keep you listening in between the commercials. They do other things, but that is commercial radio. And our purpose is to educate. So what you don't hear on commercial radio, you hear on public radio, WPFW, and it's unique. There are a couple of other stations to the left and to the right of 89.3, but they don't give the information that we do. I mean, we're here in the nation's capital. That's one part that's unique
Sure.
about the station. But it's also majority operated by minorities because it's supposed to address the concerns of the population which is underserved.
Yes.
So we talk about, we have shows on there that are not only related to music, but we have Native American show, we have Latino show, we have LGBT show, we have a show on women, just for women issues. We have the show on Africa.
Yeah.
Africa Now. It runs from A to Z. You name it, we have it, and we're planning to increase it and expand it.
There we go. Great.
So
great.
help us stay on the air by supporting this fundraiser, please. $15, just $15.
That's it. And you talked about the drought. And just we'll close out with that, but just talk about this drought and the lack of here in the county, this type of programming, and again, it's such a great void that exists, and there's such a great need for it. So tell us about that and what WPFW, and I look forward to, let me just put my plug in. I look forward to developing this relationship so that this cannot be just a one-off, but this can be an ongoing series of bringing this type of programming. We call it, sometimes blues on the Beltway, I coined that, right? So, you tell us about that drought and what is happening in the industry and how, WPFW is an institution that needs to, and programming like this event here need to be a part of our future. It doesn't need to be just locked away in some vault, but we need to make sure that this gets perpetuated.
Yeah, well, brother, the way I look at it right now, I've always looked at a lot of TV and listened to a lot of radio in my lifetime. I'm 55, and what I see happening, to be frank with you, is that the media is currently being used to shape people's minds. I mean, it's always been doing that. Mm-hmm. And it's also affecting our relationships with each other.
Sure.
And it also affects our health. What do I mean by affects our health? Okay, well, it affects our thinking because it engineers the way we eat, what we do with our spare time, how we look at each other, how we judge one another, how we prejudge one another before we even get to know the other person. If we shift our focus away from things like that into things that tell us the truth, then our lives will change.
Absolutely.
So as far as the health wise and the food and things like that, Everlasting Life has some of the healthiest food that I've ever had. Right. Now, as I look around, I live within 5 miles of this location. To my knowledge, this is the only vegan location that I can come and have a healthy meal. This is one out of probably maybe 10, 20, even 30 commercial other places that, health is not even a consideration.
That's right.
It's just something to fill your stomach.
Right.
Okay. So, what people do is, if you think about where you are going to eat, then you would come to a place like this if it was more of them available.
Sure.
But because they're not, we go for the next thing, which is convenience.
Yep. Okay,
so with all this convenience around, people are going there. Yeah. So that is what I mean by starving. The county is starving for good food and for good entertainment.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Entertainment, if I can expand a little bit on that.
Yes, sir.
It's starving for entertainment, good entertainment. Without good entertainment, you're left with the type of music that is played on the commercial station, which, it has a purpose, but as far as shaping the minds of the youth, when the things that they're suggesting to the youth, I'm not impressed with. It's really discouraging to me when I listen to the lyrics and things. The beats are fine, but it's the lyrics that have changed, especially from the time, when I was coming up, you and I were coming up, the suggestions that are being made have changed.
Sure.
And people absorb these and they take them into their lives, as opposed to healthy lyrics, positive lyrics, spiritual lyrics, lyrics that speak about the truth, speak about relationships, how we can relate to one another as human beings
Right.
better. And so that's where PFW comes in, and they bring that type of music, those type of lyrics to the community.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I see the need, and I see the relationship. And we're talking about energy, because when you think about what food is here at Everlasting Life, it's just energy. This is just a better quality energy. It's no different than putting in low octane fuel in your vehicle and high octane fuel. You get better performance out of the higher octane fuel. And I see that same thing within the WPFW offering, that there's that low vibrational frequency that you can get on other stations, and that low vibrational energy, and then you can tune into WPFW, and you invariably every single time will be empowered. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be educated. You're going to come away with having something that you didn't have before that you needed. Now, you might get something that you didn't get before from some of those other stations, but you probably didn't need them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna, just having that vibrating in your mind is going to probably lead to something negative. But again, I want to thank you for coming on, Brother Tony, and Brother Tony from WPFW.
Pleasure.
And if you don't mind, just again reminding us of what all of us are going to be doing on next Saturday night here at Everlasting Life. What we got going on?
July the 4th weekend, Saturday night, July the 2nd, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come to Everlasting Life and hear programmer Brother R from WPFW talk about the music of Sun Ra. He will play the music. He will discuss Sun Ra's philosophy. He will give visuals. He's also going to play a movie of his rare concert, and he's going to have back and forth discussions with you, the audience, all for the price of a movie ticket, $15 per person.
That's great. That's great. And again, this is the Elife Media Entertainment Series. And again, this is something that we're wanting to do more of. We appreciate you, Brother Tony, for coming in today. And we look forward to those of you in the viewing audience, for those who have or are inclined to become entertainers or have connections with entertainers. We'd love to have you be a part of this entertainment series too. Until then, thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thanks.
This sometimes gets hung up, so that's what it is.